How to Not Always Be Working by Marlee Grace. Summary. We can all agree that having free time motivates us to prioritize our health and well-being. Working less, quitting your job, or having no employment at all are not the main goals of learning how to never stop working. It involves taking some time to reflect on the true nature of work. Marlee Grace was married and employed by her company, a store and artist's residency in Michigan, in 2015. Knitting has always been one of her favorite pastimes, and she still utilizes it as a coping method for despair and anxiety. She made the sudden decision to start selling yarn at a firm, converting her pastime into a job. Marlee Grace became completely preoccupied with her work and worked non-stop. She would continually check her mail when she was with her husband, for instance, and she would always be taking notes while knitting. Without realizing it, she kept bringing in money for her company despite becoming increasingly fixated. Her marriage eventually fell apart, forcing her to move to California. Marlee Grace finally had her own business, which was bittersweet. Without someone giving her instructions or instructing her what to do, she could work at her own pace. Marlee Grace, on the other hand, was totally alone and had no one to rely on, which was very frightening. She became so engrossed in her work that she forgot about her body and health. She gradually began to learn how to intentionally choose not to work. You feel in charge of your life when you learn how to work less. Based on Marlee Grace's life lessons, in this summarization, you will discover when to stop working and put self-care first. Additionally, it offers advice on how to utilize your time effectively. It's simple to believe that those emails you haven't seen will suddenly ruin you. However, they aren't. You feel in charge of your life when you learn how to work less. You may set a barrier around work by having a clear understanding of what it entails. Typically, we mistakenly believe that whatever we do that is hard is labor and that anything that is easy is not effort. Though not usually, your work may be your employment. We might work at some jobs that we like. After a boatload of them, they start to feel like work even though they initially seem uncomplicated. You are worn out, you feel as if you haven't had enough sleep, and you've forgotten to hydrate, get some exercise, or take a break. It might be challenging to feel like you are working when doing something you love. Make the tedious paperwork or administrative tasks enjoyable to complete. Play music and have fun stopping the procedure. Work is arbitrary. You may have a pastime, but if you start thinking about it as a way to make money, it may start to feel like work. Your spirit suffers when the tasks on your to-do list take precedence over all other activities. Your business, relationships, and even friendships will suffer. You'll be on the correct track if you're conscious of the effects that excessive working has on you and people around you. Recognizing what work means to you is the first step in not working all the time. List everything that you regard to be work. In order to really absorb everything, maintain your calm while doing it. You can delegate to ease the burden of all your tasks now that you have established this list. Not only will delegation simplify your life, but it will also create work for other people. Be kind with yourself. Breathe easily. Write down your gratitude for your job after you've completed all these steps. What else about your job do you appreciate? As stated by the author, working constantly was absolutely unsustainable for her mental health and also for those around her. Take a break and go to a place you may designate as your workspace. There is no right or wrong way to set up a workspace. The fact that it is as you want it to be is all that matters. Get yourself a table space if you don't already have one. It might be a little thing that you recognize as your space. Set it up and decorate it with your favorite items. Anything to customize your room exactly how you want it. Let your ideal workspace accommodate your working preferences. Include items that provide you comfort and motivate you to work harder. Always set aside time to stop working, turn off your phone, and engage in other activities. Make a note of all the activities you engage in that are not related to your job, because you can see how you spend your time. Just doing this on your own will make you more approachable. You must determine your daily schedule. Establish your sleeping, working, and personal schedules. Marlee Grace marks hers as no phone rule, from 10 p.m. until 10 a.m. This does not imply, however, that she disables her data or puts her phone in airplane mode. She simply switches the phone off and doesn't use it again until 10 in the morning. She wakes up, prays, meditates, drinks coffee, thinks, reads, and writes before 10 a.m. Make plans for what you'll do throughout your time off from work. While some choose to work in the evenings, others choose to work in the mornings. Choose the one that works best for you. By 10 p.m., make a nighttime routine for yourself. Marlee Grace rarely watches television. Instead, she unwinds, reads, has a delicious bowl of ice cream, and lights candles. You can follow suit and do something that fits your personality and way of life. Recognize the murky areas in your career and make sure you continue with profitable tasks. Gray areas are unclear situations or regions where it is challenging to determine what is right and wrong. Simply expressed, these are the behaviors you engage in that you find difficult to decide whether to stop doing. There can be a lot of ambiguity in your work. You must ascertain the answer. Find it. Whether it's sharing every aspect of your daily life on social media or something else. You could look into what you do during the day as one method. Marlee Grace revealed hers in her routines, self-care, and survival practices, as well as in her research on how to work more effectively. To be clear, this does not imply that using social media is a terrible idea, but you must think of it as being in a gray area until you're benefiting or earning money from it. Marlee Grace came to the realization that she was constantly working while neglecting other aspects of her life. She made the decision to work in a way that would allow her to continue to be dedicated to herself, her company, and her family. The creative team of Peter Fisley and David Weiss offered a list of actions we might take to improve our productivity. Focus on one task at a time. Understand the issue. Develop your ear. Develop the ability to query. Recognize common sense from gibberish. Recognize that change is a given. Acknowledge errors. Speak plainly. Be at ease. Smile. You only need to be careful that they don't cause you to lose focus on your priorities. You don't have to flee from your gray zones. Because Marlee Grace knits to unwind and forget about the day. Knitting is her biggest gray area. Find an oracle or tarot deck that speaks to you, suggests Marlee Grace. You could also grab a bunch of note cards and collage inspirational pictures or write words you adore on them. Note your observations and take note of any patterns you uncover. Your productivity will go up if you put your phone away. Recognize and celebrate the aspects of your work that don't seem like work by making them distinctive. For instance, a lot of us are dependent on our phones, which has a way of making us feel like work is involved in everything. You're headed in the correct direction if you can comprehend this obsession. Delete all of your apps, even if it's just for a day or a week, to kick your addiction. Get a flip phone or a phone with limited or no internet access. A flip phone limits your phone usage possibilities and slows you down, which is advantageous. Use a phone box. Any box will do. You'll need to leave your phone there for a while without touching or using it. You can write, read, or do anything else after leaving it there. Keep to your schedule and avoid talking on the phone. Download a self-control, freedom, or moment app. These apps track your phone and screen time, which can be contrary to the first piece of advice. You can regulate your use and maintain a positive balance if you use it properly. To avoid distractions, you might limit the apps you use or even the websites you visit. When you go to bed, switch your phone to airplane mode. Decide on stringent phone hours or a no phone after this time policy. Initially, taking a break could feel forced and purposeful, but eventually, it becomes normal. You take it slowly. Depending on who you are and what you do for work and recreation, taking a break might mean different things. Making a nutritious dinner, enjoying some music, or going for a walk might all be examples. Even cooking for yourself can sometimes feel like a lot of work, so you won't be surprised to learn that Marlee Grace finds comfort in yoga, stretching, easy motion, and meditative practices. She uses some of this to take a break, even if it can also be considered her work. To embrace your uniqueness, refrain from comparing yourself to others, and quit being so hard on yourself. For most of us, It is simple to consider how others see our accomplishment and contrast it with how well we are doing. We use other people as a barometer to determine whether or not we are working. As humans, our fears and anxieties keep us alive. However, this does not imply that we should let it control us. To prevent physical health problems from being caused by your anxiety, use effective coping mechanisms. There is a lot at stake if you become overworked or fall behind on your work. Your deadlines will soon approach. The best course of action is not to tell yourself, "I messed up." There is nothing like it. There's nothing except shifting and rearrangement. You continue where you left off and take the required actions to put yourself back on track. It is ineffective to simply hold out hope that a challenging circumstance will go away. In order to bring clarity where there is ambiguity, you must be honest and upfront with yourself. You're wrong if you've ever felt like the world doesn't have a place for you or that there isn't enough time to complete the tasks on your to-do list. There is always a place for you here. We need you. Write out your ideal projects in the order of significance and assign deadlines to finish them in order to overcome the problem of not having enough time. It's a marvel. Every action you take may seem like a lot of labor. It can seem like so much labor to work on oneself that giving up is simpler. Perform the following actions to make things feel less like work. Prevent being alone. Sing and dance with others. Create appreciation journals. Speak up and request assistance. Look for counseling, sharing circles, or support groups. Remember that you frequently aren't struggling alone. If you are a yes person, you must be adaptable and cultivate the skill of saying no. We just need to choose what it means for us because our work is whatever we say it is. Did you realize? According to the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, anxiety disorders affect 18.1% of Americans on a yearly basis. How to not always be working isn't about not working or maintaining a healthy work-life balance while doing many jobs. It encompasses paying attention to each individual, occasion, and gift. It is about genuinely loving life to the point of survival. Overworked people suffer from negative effects on their spirits, mental health, relationships, business, and friendships. Being conscious of the damaging effects of overworking is a form of self-healing. To avoid wasting time on things that are unimportant, try to recognize what is not your task. In your regular tasks, look for the murky regions, but remember to take each step one at a time. Disconnecting from technology to spend time alone is a great technique to avoid working when not working. Being by oneself and developing your self-knowledge require time alone. Additionally, it's crucial to take a healthy pause between tasks. This could be as easy as going for a stroll or preparing a meal. For instance, Marlee Grace considers cooking a salad to be the biggest perk of being unemployed. We occasionally judge ourselves against others because we believe they have achieved more. We ignore our own successes and focus on our past transgressions. We've forgotten that, despite our success, we all occasionally experience unpleasant days. Making comparisons to other people undermines our capacity for trust and results in self-devaluation. Accept your individuality and improve your areas of weakness. Teach yourself to schedule time each day for rest, creativity, and self-care. You can evoke a sense of feeling uninspired or like nothing is working. Just take a moment to relax and practice self-love to boost your self-esteem.